So we just talked about smoke alarms. Smoke alarms should alert you to a fire very quickly if they're there and if they're working.
Right.
And so that's going to give you what we call early detection. And so the idea is that you need to be alerted to the fire while that fire is small, and you need to exit your building while the fire is small, because very quickly your house has become a very dangerous place to be, sometimes in a matter of minutes. And so you need to have a plan to when that smoke alarm goes off, now that we've made sure that we've got them, one on every floor and outside the bedroom areas. Now that we know that the fire is there, we need to have a plan to escape. Now, if your smoke alarms have worked properly, giving you that early detection, you should be able to take your family and walk right out the front door. Right? Because what typically injures or kills people in fire, it's not the flame itself, it's the smoke. It's something called smoke inhalation. You breathe the smoke in, it poisons you, it burns your lungs, and can injure you and be fatal. As I said with the extinguisher, the time to read the extinguisher is not while the fire is burning. The time to create that plan isn't while the fire is burning. So if you have children in your home, if you have seniors in your home, if you we would use the term ambulatory, right? So somebody, or non-ambulatory, somebody who needs assistance evacuating, the time to create a plan for that person is not while the fire is burning, in terms of you need to make sure that you come up with a strategy of how we're going to get this person out. And at all possible, you want to avoid any plan where we're just going to call the fire department and wait, because that fire starts small, but that's just going to grow fast, and that smoke is going to fill that home. So if at all possible, your plan should be, we need to find a way to evacuate the people who live in this home, and so that again everybody can go right out the front door. So again, the big part of the escape plan is, again, in theory, if you have that early detection, the plan should be just to who's going to get who, and let's react quickly, right? Oftentimes when we talk to the public, they want to jump to the worst case scenario, or they think that their whole house is on fire, and they need to do something drastic to get out or survive. In most cases, again, that fire starts small, your smoke alarm goes off, you should have, given you have a plan and you have the proper early detection, it should be fairly quick in terms of let's get everybody, let's get out. So that's the first plan. You should have a backup, an alternative exit thought of in case something has gone wrong with early detection. Maybe the smoke alarm didn't go off, perhaps it wasn't there, or wasn't working, perhaps you didn't hear it. And so if that smoke is starting to obstruct your exit, what are you going to do? So we would, in most cases, we would suggest, if there's one there, an alternative exit. So a side door, a back door, a window, something to that effect. Or if there's not one, depending, everybody's home is different, so it's difficult to say, kind of, here's exactly what your plan should be. But if there's no alternative exit available, then you have to talk about, what am I going to do if my exit is blocked? And that can be, going to a room, shutting the door behind you, preventing that smoke from entering your room, calling the fire department from that room, going to a window, yelling for help. And then perhaps most importantly is, when you're outside of the home, you need to establish a meeting place. Because what can happen, fires again are unexpected, they're chaotic, there's lots of fear and adrenaline, and sometimes people scatter. So everybody gets out of the home, but they go in different directions. And that can be difficult because, for two reasons. One, if as a parent, if I run out my front door and my family's not there, it's going to increase the odds that I'm going to go back inside. Right? And we always suggest, never re-enter a burning building, but we understand that, families love each other, and they're going to do some irrational things sometimes, right? That we strongly recommend against, but we want to prevent that from happening. And the second piece to that is that we want to, when we show up, we want to know you're all there. So if you have a meeting place, and the meeting place, again, everybody's home is different, it's going to be different for everybody's home, but you want to be someplace close by, but not so close to the home that's going to be dangerous if the house is on fire. You want to make sure that it is someplace visible, so that you and the rest of your family can see it, but as well as when we show up, we can see it. So your meeting place shouldn't be in your backyard, it should be somewhere in your front yard, the tree at the end of your driveway. The neighbor's driveway, something where when we show up, you can say, you've gotten out of the home, you've gone to your meeting place, you've called 911. If at all possible, we don't recommend calling 911 from inside the home, because again, life first, right? We need to make sure, we'll come, we'll put out the fire, but that's about property at that point. Then your first priority is life safety. So let's make sure that I'm out of the home, my family's out of the home. Once you've run out of the home, most people have cell phones these days, call 911 and say, there's a fire, here's my address. And then when we show up, you can meet the captain or whoever's arriving saying, I live here, we're all out safely, we're all accounted for, and the fire started in the bedroom, the kitchen, the basement, wherever. Or on the flip side of that, you can say, we're not all here. Somebody's missing, and they know to be here, right? Because if we show up and you say, I'm here, but nobody else, the rest of my family's not, and I don't know where they are, that's challenging, right? That's more information we get, the better. If you can say that we've got, my family, we have a home escape plan. We practiced. They know this is a meeting place. They're not here. Then can safely assume that they're in the building, or we can react as though there, strong possibilities of somebody still in the building. Versus if we show up and you're saying, I don't know, they could be anywhere, right? I thought they got out, but maybe they didn't, and then it creates some more confusion on our end. So having that meeting place is very important. The kind of the final piece. So we want to make sure. Again, you have that early detection, you have the plan to get everybody and get out the front door or the quickest exit as fast as possible. You want to put some thought into a secondary plan, secondary means of egress, or a plan if there isn't a secondary means of egress, what to do. Again, to limit your exposure to smoke, to allow you to still contact 911. And then the last piece of that is once you're outside, make sure you have a meeting. With any escape plan, the family needs, or the residents need to include provisions for people who need assistance evacuating. So that can be persons with disabilities, that can be seniors, that can be young children. And so you need to come up with, again, that plan to assist with the self-evacuation. Getting yourself out of the building is going to be the quickest way to ensure that you are out of that hazardous environment. If you're waiting for the fire department to show up and you're relying on us to pull you out, again, that means you're going to be in that building for longer, and that building can become a very hazardous environment very quickly. So those families need to, if you're living at home with your mom, with your dad, who may be seniors, who may not be as mobile as they once were, you need to consider that when developing your own unique plan. Some measures can be, again, certainly you want to assign sort of somebody to, if available, to go and help them, to go check them. If the smoke alarm goes off, I'm going to go to mom's room, I'm going to go to dad's room, I'm going to take their arm, I'm going to help them, steady them down the stairs, things like that. You also can consider additional early detection, right? So additional smoke alarms. I'm going to want to know if it's somebody with a disability or a young child, or a senior with some sort of a hearing impairment. Providing that additional smoke alarm right in their bedroom. Particularly with hearing impairments, you can actually buy smoke alarms they're made for people with hearing impairments. You can buy smoke alarms with strobe actuation, so visual indication, right, to let everybody know that because again, all those valuable seconds can make a big difference. As well as perhaps positioning those people closer to an exit. Right, if you're not. With a young child, it's easily just to run and grab them, pick them up, and run out the door. With an adult with a disability or with a senior, that's not always feasible, right? And so perhaps positioning them closer to an exit, moving them to a main floor bedroom, for example, where it's a much quicker route to get them out of their room, out the door. But regardless of your plan, again, you want to make sure you're discussing it ahead of time, and you want to make sure that you are planning for that self-evacuation, that we're going to get out, we're going to get, my mom, my dad, my brother with a disability, my child, whoever, that we're going to get them out, and we're going to get them out fast. And so the easiest way to do that is, again, plan ahead of time, make sure you have early detection, get additional early detection, and again, and just think about where your exits are, and if possible, positioning those individuals closer to an exit. The first step, a great resource, is also your municipal fire department. In Ontario, most fire departments are municipally regulated, which means every town, city is going to have a separate department. Here in Markham, residents can call the city of Markham, they can call Markham Fire and Emergency Services. We're happy to discuss with anyone. point them to our website, point them to our Twitter account, point them to our YouTube channel, and for lots of resources. We have YouTube Bank in 9 different languages, I believe, and 5 videos on fire safety tips, a variety of them. So that's a great resource. If you're a senior and you're living in a building, a larger building with multi-residential building, asking the building owner, the property management, clarifying, what type of building am I in? Am I in strictly a residential building? Am I responsible for my own evacuation, or does the building owner take some responsibility in this case? Because they can be a great resource as well. These buildings, with multi-residential buildings, should have a fire safety plan that creates lots of, or contains lots of valuable information, instructions for the occupants on how to evacuate, instructions for the occupants on how to extinguish the fire, information about the fire safety features of the building. So you can talk to the property management about that. They should be able to give you all that information. Absolutely. We were very eager to go out into our communities, talk to all the different segments of our community, including our senior groups. And so we frequently go into residential buildings and talk to residents about fire safety, senior buildings about fire safety, community centers where seniors may meet. We frequently would go to those places and talk to them about fire safety there. So if there is a group within the city of Markham that is interested in getting some of that service, again, it's free. We're happy to come out. And again, our goal is to promote fire safety in our community. Our goal ultimately is to prevent fire-related injuries and deaths. And the easiest way to do that is teach our residents not to have these fires in the first place, or how to look after themselves if a fire occurs. If anybody who's not within the city of Markham, again, you can contact your local fire department, and they should be able to offer you a very similar service.
Great. So with that said, could you tell us how they can get a hold of you?
Sure. So in the city of Markham, again, the easiest way you contact the city, the phone number is 905-477-5530. That's to our contact number. You call that number, somebody will answer the phone. You say, I'd like to speak to somebody in the fire department, but it's setting up a presentation. We also, on our website, www.markham.ca/fire, there is a form, an online form where you can enter your information and submit your request electronically. Twitter, @MarkhamFire. We receive lots of inquiries, questions there as well. So those would be the 3 primary means to get a hold of us, and just either ask your question there, or ask that we come to your venue, your building, your seniors group, wherever you might be, and we can certainly provide any information you need.
Okay, great. Well, thank you very much, Alex, for joining us today.
Take care.
You too.
All right, go ahead.
Please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter for updates and archives of all our interviews. We also welcome your feedback and input on future topics. And of course, give us a like. We'll see you next time. Thank you.